Coming at you live from Studio H, this is the Bobcat Blast. Please stand for pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
Good morning, HHS. Welcome back to your announcements. It's great to see you on day 2 here at Hallsville High School. I want to thank everyone for a great first day. Teachers, staff, everyone on campus, students, you guys did a great job yesterday. I'm joined today by...
Hi, I'm Hannah Gist, one of your assistant principals.
And Darren Castell, the new assistant principal here.
All right, so we have a couple of quick announcements, then we're going to get into some more policy things. All right. Attention, sophomores and juniors, the PSAT will be offered October 6th. If you'd like to take the PSAT this year, you'll need to register this week, okay? You can find the registration link in your Google Classroom. If you want more information, please see Miss White in the Go Center. That's the area with the wraps next to the cafeteria, guys. All right, seniors, if you'd like to take the SAT or ACT during the school day this fall, you need to register with the link in your Google Class. All right, this is the grade level Google Classroom that I'm referring to. This is your opportunity to take it for free, so make sure you check with your coaches and sponsors to make sure that you don't have any potential conflicts on the dates we offer the test. All right, starting on August 20th, this is for student council or first priority? It doesn't say, sorry. I think it's first priority. Starting August 20th, we'll meet upstairs in room A214. That's Miss Stewart's room for student-led Bible study. Okay, so that's August 20th. We'll also have donuts and juice available if you're interested in that. Student council is collecting gently used backpacks for the HHS closet. If you have a backpack sitting in your closet that you no longer need, but it's in good condition, please bring it by Miss Thompson's room in A114 or Miss Drury's room in A109. Last announcement before we get into the other expectations. Homecoming dance will be held on September 13th. Voting for the theme will be posted today in your Google Classroom, and it will close this Friday, so be sure to cast your vote. So when I say Google Classroom in that sense, guys, we're talking about your grade level Google Classroom, so go vote for the homecoming theme. Voting closes Friday. All right, let's get into some other stuff that we need to go over. I want to review cell phone things real quickly. I will say, students, you did a great job yesterday. For the number of students we had very few infractions after the announcements. And those of you that did, a lot of it was accidents, it was mistakes, and you were very cooperative, and we appreciate that, okay? So just a reminder, guys, because some of you didn't hear it this morning, when you come into the building, you're allowed to have your phone before school starts, okay? But once you hear that siren, which you couldn't really hear, but when the bell rang, everybody started putting their phones away. Turn them off, put them up, out of sight, out of mind, okay? That means in a bag or somewhere we can't see it. If it's in your pocket, it turns into a conversation every time you need to go to the restrooms, and we don't want to have those conversations. We just want it out of sight, out of mind where you can't hear it. So turn it off, because some people's alarms went off yesterday in class, and then it's embarrassing if you're the one that has to get up and turn your alarm off. So overall, pretty good job with that. Let's keep that rolling today. All right, today I want to talk a little bit. We got a few topics we're going to cover. The first one's school security. Okay, this is a big topic, very important topic. I need everybody to listen up on this. Students, you are not allowed to open an exterior door for anyone. I don't care if you know them. I don't care if it's me. Okay, and I've actually had this in the past. I had my hands full, and a kid was like, "I don't know what to do. I don't know if you're testing me," and he didn't open the door for me, which was fine. All right, he did what I asked him to do. So you don't open the door, even if it's your friend, even if you know them. If it's an adult, they have a badge that can get them in the building. If it's another student, they can go through one of the doors and go through the proper means of getting back in the building. Also, with that said, all of our doors remain locked at all times. We got new locks in our classrooms that they can't unlock. You have to have a key to get in and out of the room. So don't put anything in there that stops that lock from working. So no propping doors, okay? I don't know if the students know, but we get safety audits from the state of Texas, and they come around and check all of our doors and we get reported if we have any violations. So please don't put anything in a door that would cause it not to close properly. Okay, let's talk parking lot for a minute. Student parking lot. I'll go over a few procedures. Number one procedure, guys, all students have to park in the student parking lot. If you're driving on campus, you have to park there, okay? It's a privilege, not a right. So if you don't obey the rules of the parking lot, then you don't get to park there. When you do park in the student parking lot, we don't hang out there, guys. Once you get here, you need to come inside the building. Once you're in, you can't go back out, okay? So expectations for that parking lot are in the rules when you get your parking pass. If you don't have a parking pass, Mr. Hood is staying here till 4:30 each day this week. So he's staying late to try to help you have a time to get a pass after school. And he also does them before school if you get here early, okay? So get your parking passes. You need to have your proof of insurance, your driver's license, and it's a $10 fee, and you need to have the form filled out correctly with your parent's signature, okay? So you get those things done, get your parking pass. If you're not parked in the student parking lot, there'll be consequences for that, so make sure you're parked where you're supposed to. All right, if you don't have that parking pass by September 1st, then you will not be allowed to park on our campus. So make sure you get that done in the next couple of weeks.
All right, so in the morning, I want to go over with you guys the morning procedures. So when you get to school, you will go to the cafeteria if you're going to eat breakfast, or you just want to sit for a minute, or you can be in the mall hall. But those are the only areas that you're authorized in the mornings. You're not allowed to go into other areas without permission. If you need to use the bathrooms in the morning, you can use the K Hall bathrooms that are downstairs across from the office area, or the H Hall bathrooms right at the corner of the mall hall and H Hall intersection. Eventually, teachers will start having morning tutorial options, and if you are needing those tutorials, you will need to have a physical pass to let those teachers that are working in the morning know where you're going and that you do have permission from that teacher to go to their room. So just make sure that you are following those procedures, you're staying in the areas that you are authorized so that we don't have any other concerns or issues in the morning. When you hear the 7:40 bell ring, make sure your phones go up because you are heading to class, and at that time, you need to be ready to learn.
All right, let's talk hall passes for a minute. Make sure you don't leave the classroom without a physical hall pass from your teacher, and you need to keep that pass on you at all times. If an adult asks you, hey, where's your pass? Make sure you didn't throw it away in a trash can. Go ahead and show the adult your pass so we know where you're going and when you left. And then make sure to go to the area that it says you're going to. Don't say, I'm going to this classroom and go to a different one. Make sure you're going to be exactly where you need to be.
All right, and then lastly, I just want to go over with you guys the tardy policy, as it will impact you in regards to exemptions at the end of this semester. So every time you're tardy to a class, a teacher will note that in Skyward with your attendance. And for every 3 tardies that you get, a teacher will put in a discipline referral, which will come to the office, and one of your assistant principals will address that. For every 3 tardies, there is some form of a discipline consequence, whether it's a day of detention, or if it's been a repeated offense, it will be up to ISS. Teachers, don't forget to submit your attendance. And so just make sure that you are getting to class on time. There's 5-minute passing periods, so you have plenty of time to get to classes. And so just make sure that if you are having an issue with getting to class, that you talk to your teachers, let us know so we can see how we can help you out. But every 3 tardies will result in a write-up. So make sure you're taking care of that. Because again, tardies will count against you at the end of the semester for exemption purposes.
And we'll talk more about exemptions in another session, morning session, okay? So, guys, I'll say this. I know we're talking at you a lot and going over a lot of things, and it all sounds negative, and I apologize for that. The information really hasn't changed much from the past. So if you've been a student here, you've done a great job here. It's the same stuff. We just go over it every year, okay? So, great day 1. Let's have a great day 2. Have a great first week. And as always, go Bobcats.